Hey everybody, this is Dr. Terry Chase. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a coach, and I really love working with people around their wholeness. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce my theory. It's called the wheel theory of well-being. Because I really do see all of us as in wholeness, much like a bike tire, a bike wheel, or a wheelchair wheel, depending on what you're looking at. So we're going to look at 4 components and how they integrate and how they support each other and support ourselves and our lives. So follow along. We're going to take each component a little bit more in depth, and we'll do a little bit of work towards the end, because I really believe in the wheel theory of well-being and that we're all whole just as we are. So welcome to episode 3. So remember, we've already discussed the hub, the core self. We've discussed the spokes, our connection to ourself and to the world, and how we receive from the world. In this episode, we're going to spend a little bit more time on 2 more components. That would be the rim, which the spokes connect to. And really, if you think about the rim, that's the metal. That's the hard metal that carries the load. So when we liken the rim to ourself, the component of ourself, it's that physical structure, it could be the emotional structure, it could be the mental structure of how you carry the world. What in your world, in your life, requires you to carry the load? So oftentimes this rim doesn't get much attention. Same with our lives. What it is we're carrying, we often just blow right by it. We don't take a minute to pause. Okay, so coming back to my story about post injury. When I think about the rim for me was I was a teacher, I was a coach, I was a referee, I was caring for family members, and I had a hard time. Plus I was trying to care for myself. I had to really decide, okay, what was more important? Everything outside of me, or did I need to spend some more time with my rim? Get myself back into shape, get myself strong, make sure that my transfers in and out of wheelchairs and my ability to be safe and care for myself after my injury were in line. Because if I didn't have that, this whole thing might collapse. So you might be thinking, well, this sounds a little like self-oriented. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm not talking selfish. But seriously, if you're not taking care of your rim, if you're not taking care of that structure of yourself so that you can take care of you and take care of others, it's going to be tough. So this is not selfish. This is really about taking a time out, checking yourself, physical health. How's your eating? How's your rest? How's your exercise? How's your sleep? All of these things will help strengthen your rim. So our final component is the tire and tubes, right here. And, the tire and tubes really, the rim carries the load. Okay, let's be clear about that. But the tire and tubes really soften it. They soften the ride. They soften our ability to be in the world. There's bumpy places. There are times when, it might be a little bit rougher. But with good air pressure, with making sure that our tire and tubes are inflated to the proper levels, like ourselves, our emotional part, we can handle those rough patches. But I think for us as human beings, our tire and tube are our emotional capacity. If they're not inflated well, if we don't take care of them, if there's holes and thorns and stickers that flatten the tire and tubes, it lessens our ability to care. It lessens our ability to be empathetic and compassionate to others, as well as to ourselves. So for me, I'll share a little bit about, post-injury, since I'm kind of using that as a story. But I was pretty angry. I mean, I was not happy. I was not happy living in a wheelchair. I just felt like I had a rough edge to me a lot, all the time. Not 100% of the time, but enough that it kept people away. It kept me away from others. And so I had to really look at what was I doing for my emotions? How was I caring for myself? So I had to do some deeper dives into taking a look at myself so that I could get my tire and tubes inflated to the right levels so that I was in good shape, so that I could help care for others as well. So I've shared with you my story about how I related to the rim, the structure, the physical structure, carrying the load, and how I had to really deal with my tire and tubes, my emotions and all of that. But really think about for yourself. Put this in context of you. Maybe you're a healthcare provider, you've got a heavy load of patients, you've got the policy and the system changes that are happening in healthcare in our world. Your emotions can get really, if you're not taking care of your physically, your emotions get really drained. So possibly taking a look at your tube and tire. How, are you inflated properly? You got any holes that need to be patched, or maybe you need a whole new tube? So really, it's about taking time out to consider for yourself your rim, your tube and tires, so that you can get over those rough patches in your life. So join me in episode 4. We're going to wrap up kind of the whole integrated whole here of the wheel theory of well-being, and I'll see you next time.